I would like to direct this question to Mikaya. May I ask which speakers of which schools really stood out, and what's your reasoning?
I have a question for Cody. You mentioned getting help and support from your family during this pandemic. How can you help your family during these hard times?
So, what are the important lessons you have learned throughout the struggles you experienced as an achiever?
So my question for you, Rochelle, is how do you maintain a great competence in a team?
With everything that has been going on, like COVID and the transition from face-to-face classes to the online platform, how do you personally cope with your problems?
If you were to go through a similar situation like Anne, say if you lost a loved one, you failed a very important test, or a friend may have gone away, would you let that situation change who you are? Yes or no, and why? Thank you. That will be all.
Working with others is important because by working together, our groupmates can share their ideas that can motivate them to cooperate and work harder.
God has made it so that everyone has a purpose. Like in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 17, and especially in the mother, she nourishes, and the father, he protects. And the children, they have potential for the greater good.
When we work together, we build trust and unity, and we can do so much more when we help each other, because everyone needs a helping hand at some point of their life.
I personally like working for myself. The reason for that is I can control anything I do without arguing or informing anyone. But I came to realize that we could need a helping hand in doing our tasks, especially big projects and school performances. We really need to work as a team.
I agree with the others, and for me, with respect of all the speakers' perspectives, working with others is a part of evolution of mankind. From ancient times up to now, working together has shown significant accomplishments on all the innovations we all have made around us, from the pyramids to the tallest buildings around the world.
I have faith on my parents, and I have a faith on my friends, and that's the beginning of every relationship. And I believe unity is one of the relationship, and if you don't have any faith on them, how can you even start communicating with them?
Good communication and faith in others can strengthen everybody's unity and relationships in a group.
I learned today that we are not created as perfect human beings. We have our own strengths and weaknesses. This is why it is important to work with others. Your weakness might be the strength of the other person and vice versa. Working together will help you both learn from each other and develop your skills.
What I learned today is teamwork. From cells to family members to the tallest buildings in the world, it's all done by teamwork.
Teamwork has been with me in my whole life. Good teamwork means synergistic way of working with each person, communicated and working towards a shared goal.
What you need to have to be successful in virtual learning is the commitment to achieve. Because these days, we cannot be reward driven. We have to find the motivation within ourselves so that we can continue to be driven to work hard and continue to be successful in both classes.
I truly agree about commitment to achieve because I believe that being committed is doing a task not only with the use of your brain, but also putting your heart into it.
Throughout my life, I have learned that success is something that is not easily achieved. And with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, it has only gotten harder to achieve our goals. All that matters is how hard we choose to push ourselves and how long we continue to go along the path of trials and hardships instead of the path of luxury.
One must have responsibility in taking time management and being responsible on how to finish their tasks and to submit it on time.
Even though we struggle, we have to continue to learn and help other people to basically make the whole world a better place and to be the best out of all.
Self-discipline helps me encourage myself that I can do it and that being self-disciplined can help me become more responsible of myself.
I know it can be hard for these times during the pandemic, but it can't stop us from learning now. Always have that positive mindset in you and always be passionate.
Success during this pandemic is always difficult. Teachers can have a hard time in monitoring their students. Students can have a hard time finishing their task. But nothing is impossible.
I really like the phrase, success is achieved, not given. This phrase really moved me because I strongly agree. For me, success is not success when it is just given. Success is when you work hard for it.
You need to be adjusting to the new normal because now at this time we're in a pandemic and it's really, really hard to adjust to this because we're all so used to face-to-face. Success is something that is not given. It's something you need to earn, something you need to work hard for.
You'll need to strive hard to achieve something. We all know that progress starts at taking risks. It may be hard to step out of your comfort zone, but once you get over it, you'll be proud of yourself.
Planning is very important because it helps us prepare for what's about to come, and I can relate that with the challenges. And with this, our attitude should be positivity, always be optimist.
I'll first educate myself of the current situation of the pandemic.
COVID-19 is like an obstacle. It is not the only obstacle that we face. For example, like bullying, parental issues, depression. Those are one of the many obstacles that we face. And us as achievers, we must find our way through those obstacles, like find another path. How do we do that? Well, through hard work, sheer will, and determination, we can conquer those.
All of us have definitely experienced being called ate or kuya. We can present ourselves in a way to help those younger than us to follow in our footsteps.
Nothing comes from without practicing. You can't master something in a day. Nobody can do that. That's why we have this thing called practice. Even a very, very talented person, they have to work hard for it. Maybe the thing that they're already good at, they can do better. This is why we practice every single day.
Failures change the way you pursue the world. Obstacles isn't something to bring you down. Obstacles are challenges which makes you stronger. Always stay positive.
I know that those failures can sometimes demotivate us, but don't forget that we have other people with us that will help us along the way. No matter how hard that thing is to overcome, we can always ask the people around us that will guide us along the way.
Because if we just see challenges as obstacles and then we suddenly see that high mountain and then just say, oh, I don't even want to go that high mountain, how can we even be an achiever? So basically, I think that's the most important thing. I think it's the key to success.
I remind myself that I have to learn from failure because without it, we wouldn't get anywhere in life. You shouldn't let your failures tear you down. Rather, you should remember that they help you improve and without them, you wouldn't go anywhere in life.
Competence is an individual trait. It's something that it's your own and you keep it for the rest of your life. It's not something you keep in the past or you just use for the now. It is always in you. Because it is not a race. It is not something, we're not trying to be better than each other. We're just trying to be better than our past selves.
I can allow myself to obtain competence by trusting myself and letting go of all the doubts and pessimism that I have that hold me back from becoming the best version of myself that I could be at all times.
To be able to bring out the best version of oneself,
We should have confidence and remove our doubt to show our own true potential. I highly agree to this statement because I think that confidence is a great component for one to be able to be competent.
When I learned from my experiences, when I tried to be patient with myself, I developed skills and I was able to apply what I have learned before in order to be able to do what I should do.
I learned that in having competence, it's not only about what you're going to achieve, but about the journey you will go through.
What matters most isn't the final output, but it is about the journey and the skills that are obtained. Competence for me isn't about perfection, but it is about applying your knowledge and understanding in various situations and learning from past mistakes and experiences.
It is not a competition with others, but yourself. You continue to grow from your own abilities, skills, and knowledge.
We should all embody competence since it's going to be very beneficial not just to us but to the world as well. Imagine a world where everyone has the ability and the knowledge, or basically to be capable of doing something successfully.
Being humble and having the ability to perform, because that's where true competence lies, and that you should never say it's good enough, but instead aim for absolute perfection in your craft.
This has led me to understand that living in a world with more than billions of other people, we have goals that are quite similar, and we have traditions that make us family.
Creativity in some way represents who we are and how we think. It is important that we develop this virtue because, in a way, we can be heard. If we think outside of the box, we can think of something big to address a certain need. We can think of something big for us to be heard. Indeed, this too shall make a big difference once put into play.
With creativity, there is no such thing as a dead end. We can say that creativity can lead us to change, empowerment, a brighter future, and a better world.
Creativity has given us everything we've needed. From the start when fire was discovered, to modern technology such as the computer, to our study needs. This has all been achieved when humans decided to think outside the box.
When we are creative, we could look at problems at a different angle, and this will help us easily adapt to changes.
The biggest enemy to creativity is self-doubt. If I allow my fears to dictate what I can or can't do, I lose the opportunity to become greater. Knowing this, why should I pass up these chances?
And I agree with them because I was also scared of being able to express myself, and that prevented me from being creative. But then I realized that I had to step out of my comfort zone and look out in the world because there's so much more to learn.
Creativity can help us adjust despite the problems we are going through.
Everything that we do, everything that we use is creativity.
To begin, let me define character in its simplest sense. Character is what distinguishes us from others in thoughts, words, and in deeds. Most often, we define it as this big umbrella covering integrity, respect, kindness, fairness, etc. But if the basis of our character are these values constructed by society, how can we say that it is truly who we are?
Because of these stereotypes in society, people judge others by appearance and the limited actions they see from them. I believe that criticizing someone right away when they do not even know them is one of the many problems that society faces. It's very cliche, but it's still there.
Each and everyone's character may change over time, but our true characters can be shown through the actions that we do or the decisions that we make, whether someone or no one is around us.
Changing one's character or an aspect about yourself doesn't really betray your own personality. It's not really betraying yourself, but more of improving yourself.
Today, I learned that character is something flexible because it's very complex. It has many different sides and it has extensions. We show different sides of it to different people.
So I think it all boils down to character being better perceived in puzzling pieces of one's life rather than seen only in one perspective.
We must aim to improve our own character so that we won't be like the apathetic leaders and be more of the sympathetic leaders.
Bottom line, character is who you are. It is built on motives behind your actions, not just towards others, but towards yourself as well. We build up character based on our previous experiences, which serve as our initial foundational blocks that allow us to gradually give ourselves our own meaning, our own purpose, and of course, our own character.
I find it very amusing and astonishing to hear different kinds of perspectives about collaboration to strengthen unity, to promote unity.
Each and everyone's dialogues were very well said. The words expressed were uplifting and inspirational. The dialogue spoken could help us attain success.
So I think that how we were shown different and varying styles of speeches was very beneficial to both the speaker, of course, and us as an audience, because, of course, we all learned from everything that everyone has said.
Listening to people talk about their anecdotes, such as their past, school experiences, and cultural heritage, was really amazing. I loved how, despite their different perspectives, their ideas were able to connect.
For me, the conference allowed all of us to connect and share.
Congratulations to each and every one of you for a sensational and successful presentation. I would also like to give thanks to my fellow students. I absolutely believe that everyone was pleased to hear our own insights.
I'd like to thank Stonyhurst for holding this event. I'm really glad we got to learn different perspectives on each and every school, and I'm glad to meet new people so we may expand this community. And I'm very thankful for that and thankful to Stony.
That will be all. Thank you.
That would be all. That would be all. Thank you. That would be all. Thank you. That would be all. Thank you.
That will be all and thank you.
That will be all and thank you.
That would be all.
That would be all. That would be all. Thank you.
And that would be all. And that would be all. Thank you. That would be all. That would be all. Thank you. That would be all.
That'll be all, thank you.
That'll be all. Thank you.
That will be all. Thank you.
That will be all. Thank you.
That would be all. Thank you.
That would be all from Malarayat. Thank you.
That would be all. Thank you. Always wear your invisible crown.